みんながそばにいてくれるわ。みんなは俺が守る。全力攻撃だ。冒険我が命を聞きたまえ、妖豆。へっへっへっくらえくらえ。
Hi everyone, Siroung here and I'm back with another video. Today we are going to discuss a full updated Bennett guide since he is currently in the both Albedo and Eula banner. Now before the banner ends, I wanted to upload this first. Bennett, because Bennett, let's be honest, Bennett is no doubt the greatest unit in the game. You can make him a support, buffer, healer, sub DPS, and a main DPS if you want like, you know, copium a little bit. But anyways, timestamps are given so you can use it to your own convenience. But please watch the whole video as it really helps me pay my bills. But of course not. Anyway, kidding aside, as this video, now I mean, if this video helps you out, consider liking and subscribing as it really helps the channel grow. As always, this guide will be AR friendly. With that, let's dive in. Oh yeah. As per our usual routine, we will be discussing his full kit, talents, constellations, weapon choices, and artifact sets. Our usual videos does not discuss constellations because that is when it comes to 5 stars, you know, 5-star characters, because having constellation of 5-star characters, let's be honest, is not relatable content. If you have been playing from the very start, you must have at least 3 to 10, maybe, you know, 4-star characters that are Constellation 6, because 4-star characters, constellations, are easy to get as they are sometimes available in the Star Glitter shop. With that, let's first go through his talent priorities. Normal attack produces 5 rapid slashes. We know that. His Passion Overload has 2 types, which is the press version and the hold version. Press version deals a flame slash that deals pyro damage. And the hold version, well, let's pretend for a second that everyone uses it. There's 2 variants of it, level 1 and level 2. This depends on how many seconds you hold it. The cooldown also depends on what version and level do you use, as you can see. For the level 2, it triggers an explosion that launches Bennett backwards. However, if you have shields like Zhongli, Noel's Shield, Toma, Diona, Beido's Constellation 1, and even Xingqiu's Rain Sword created by his skill will not launch you backwards, because in this case, Xingqiu's Rain Sword is counted as a shield. However, the number of Rain Swords around you decreases. Let's move on to the most important part and game changer, Fantastic Voyage. Bennett performs a jumping attack that deals pyro damage, creating Inspiration Field. This field heals you until 70% of your health. The healing scales of Bennett's max HP, as you can see. This field also gives characters that are in Bennett's field attack bonus based on the level of the skill and Bennett's base attack. However, the burst will only give you attack buff when you are 70% health or higher. As mine is level 12, my attack bonus ratio is 112% of my base attack. Now, what is base attack? A lot of content creators have this wrong, and a lot of people just content creators, but like when I was in the beginning of Genshin, I also thought that, you know, base attack is, you know, if you put like 3 attacks on your artifact, you will gain you know, higher base attack. But no, base attack is this white number you are seeing. Base attack is only the character's base attack plus the weapon that they are wearing. This does not include the feather that you are wearing in your artifacts, as it only gives you flat attack. I will remove it in my equipment and you will see that the base attack number did not move. His Ascension passive just literally decreases his elemental skill cooldown. Another passive of Bennett's Fear Not is that when Bennett is on the field, the CD of his skill is decreased by 50%. And when you combine this with his Ascension passive, his skill's cooldown is decreased by a total of 3.2 seconds, making Passion Overload's cooldown to a total of 1.8 seconds. So if you like to meme around Genshin and to further push the cooldown reduction of Bennett's skill, there is a character that also decreases cooldown, which is Chongyun's Constellation 2. So if we put Chongyun's skill, which decreases cooldown, Bennett's skill cooldown will be 1.6 seconds. Literally like 1 second or something. But the thing here is that there's also a sword that lets you reset your elemental skill cooldown. Let's see how many skill can we do in Bennett's ult with Chongyun C2 plus Sacrificial Sword. So a total of 6 elemental skill in our burst plus Sacrificial Sword and Chongyun's skill. Take note that this is not just a meme combo, as you know, as I used them in Spiral Abyss back in the day and got 36 stars with this combo because I used to do Bennett DPS. Now, before we move on to his build, we must first take a look at his constellation. The biggest constellation of Bennett, which is a lot of content creators are hyping for, is C1 Bennett, which is understandable. Remember his burst? It only gives you attack buff if you are equal or above 70% health. But his C1 gets rid of the HP restrictions and you gain an additional 20% of Bennett's base attack. Out of all the constellations of Bennett, this is actually the most important one. His C2, you gain an additional 30% energy recharge, sure, when your HP is like below 70%. C3 increases level of your skill, and C4 allows you to do this. So when you do the hold version, it launches you backwards. When you do the slight hold, you do these 2 attacks, but if you press the attack after the 2 attacks of the hold version, you will do this, which is an attack that doesn't launch you backwards. His C5 increases the level of your burst. Basically, more attack buff and healing. And lastly, his Constellation 6, which is a really niche support capability. It infuses melee characters Pyro and gives them 15% Pyro damage bonus. Now, the 15% Pyro damage bonus doesn't just work on melee characters. It works on all characters, even on Catalyst like Yanfei. So this can work in a lot of team comps such as Diluc, Yanfei, Shangling team comps. But if I want to showcase a Eula, for example, a physical cryo DPS, I can't because it cannot be deactivated. Hence the reason I am holding onto it until we can deactivate Constellation in the future, which is a lot of you have to inhale a lot of copium for you to believe in that. But yeah, if you are going to activate this Constellation, there is no going back, so activate it at your own risk. So with that, let's move on to his builds. First thing that we are going to discuss here is the support attack buffer healer. The most generic build of all, which is, a 4-piece Noblesse, then just triple HP. Basically, it's what a lot of people do is that they just toss the trash artifacts that they have on Bennett because Bennett can use it. However, the problem with that is that you don't actually need a lot of healing, as this build heals like a truck, as you can see. Before building this build, ask yourself first if you really need that much healing. Or, you can just learn how to dodge as well. Yeah. Other alternatives that you can do is on this build is to put a healing bonus. Or if you're having a problem when it comes to energy recharge, you can put the energy recharge timepiece on your Bennett. This 4-piece Noblesse is the most generic and the most boring build you can do. If you don't need so much healing and you want your Bennett to do a little bit of damage, you can take a look at what we have here. I have an energy recharge timepiece, an attack timepiece depending, attack timepiece depending on what you want and what you need. Pyro damage bonus cup and crit rate helmet or crit rate damage depending on what you need, basically. So basically what you do is just work on what you got. Now what I have here is a 264% energy recharge just because I want to have 100% uptime on my ult. Now, I know it's a little bit overkill, but hey, at least you are always guaranteed to always have your burst. The reason why I have 264 is because I have an energy recharge weapon, which is Fast Drag Desire. Now, not a lot of people have this weapon because this weapon was released on 1.2 around the first Albedo banner. I understand that. So you can use a Favonius sword or a sacrificial sword, any sword you can have. Two, three. Oh, four. So yeah, four E's, and then I have my queue already. How about this one, one, two. So it takes about 3 E's for me to 3 elemental skill for me to have my burst again, which is, you know, my goodness. It just means that you have 100% uptime on your burst, and that's why a lot of people do an energy recharge. Oh my goodness, an energy recharge timepiece on Bennett and an energy recharge weapon for Bennett. Now, Noblesse is obtainable for lower AR players, so it's a really good set. Though the domain is kind of difficult at first, but it's definitely obtainable. Just go with co-op, or I can help you during the stream. So, if you don't have Noblesse, you can use Instructor set, Berserker, Exile. Exile is an excellent set. I actually wish that there is a 5-star version of the Exile set, honestly. Scholar set is also good, and the point is work on what you got. There is 3 types of Bennett that I use as an end game player because I have so many artifacts and I experiment a lot. And I just farm artifacts all day even though I don't need it actually, just because I love gambling on artifacts. The first, of course, is this one, the Noblesse Buffer Sub DPS. The second is the 4-piece energy set, which is this one. 4-piece energy set. Now, we will test it on both melt and with no melt so that we can see the overall damage. In this domain, I will only do a solo Bennett. $19K. Okay. $46K. So $20K without melt. And these are the artifacts. Before we do a test, we must first proc the passive of the Crimson Witch, which is we must first use elemental skill 3 times first before actually doing a Q. All right. 1, 2, 3, and bang, 51K. 13K without a crit. 30K. 30K. No melt. 19K no melt. 11K. 5K. We're gonna be using Noblesse Buffer Sub DPS. So Noblesse, we'll use it attack timepiece. So that's really good. And these are all the artifacts. Okay, 1, 2, 3. You can just pause if you like. Then we have a total of 212 energy recharge. Test it with melt. With melt, 38K. 20K. 10K. No melt. 17k. Okay, that's good. So now that we are over the testing parts, let's discuss his best in slot weapon. You might be asking, why am I in Kaching? I'm discussing Bennett. It's because after 1 year and 2 months of playing Genshin, I finally have a Kaching. So that's why I'm really celebrating. But anyways, for the weapon, it really depends on what you want. If you want more attack buff, then go with the Aquila Favonia and Mist Plater Reforge. Because these two swords has the highest base attack in the game, which is 674 base attack. Obviously, I do not have this weapon because they are 5-star and I have never summoned on the weapon banner. If you want a good balance of crit rate and attack, go with like the Jade Cutter. If you want more energy recharge, go with the Skyward Blade. But if you have, if you have Freedom Sword or Summit Shaper, it also works. For the 4-star weapon, if you want more attack buff, then let's go with the Ali Flash. But the Ali Flash, you can only get it in the weapon banner. It has the highest base attack on the 4-star weapon, which is 620, higher than the Skyward Blade and Jade Cutter. It just comes when it comes to like base attack. But yeah, free-to-play option includes Prototype Rancor and Blackleaf Longsword. They have both 565 base attack, which is the second highest when it comes to 4-star swords. For lower AR players, you can use Skyrider Sword, which is really good as well. Now, you can also use Amenoma, Kageuchi, and Sacrificial Sword. Because it gives you a Sacrificial Sword gives you energy recharge, and Amenoma, when you press Q, you can actually get a lot of energy back as well. A question that I frequently get asked on stream is why not use a Clam set on Bennett? Now, the answer is just no. It's because Bennett doesn't overheal. If you read the description of the Ocean Hood Clam, you will deal that with damage when your healing accumulated to up to like 30,000. So, however, it doesn't work on Bennett because his Q only heals up to 70%. So it's basically trash on Bennett. So to conclude the video, if you are using a Noblesse with triple HP, you are actually losing a lot of pyro damage. With the current, because with the current Abyss right now that has 15.3 million HP just on floor 12, every damage counts. With that, that's pretty much it for the video. If you have any questions, comment down below, and if you made it up to this point, thanks for watching. Consider liking and subscribing as it really helps grow the channel. Ciao!